Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. This is Lifestyle Critic, where we break down movies and TV shows into their core elements, and in this video we are going to be reviewing the animated version of The Grinch. And like I said, this is an animated retelling of the classic Dr Seuss story based on the Grinch character, and it's really interesting how they've flipped this one as they've gone from live action to animation, whereas the usual path is going from animation to live action. But that being said, the animated retelling is really awesome, it's really incredible. The animations are absolutely amazing and the film is really charming in its own right. But I do feel like the animated version is aimed a lot more at kids though, whereas the live action version starring Jim Carrey was a bit more for a family / older audience. So I do prefer that one slightly, but either way, let's get on with the review for The Grinch, the animated version. So from a storyline point of view, this film does follow the traditional movie beats of the Dr Seuss classical story of The Grinch, but this film definitely does put their own spin on certain things. So from the storyline point of view, we're first introduced to the characters of the Whoville, who are a unique group of characters that are really excited about celebrating Christmas. This is in complete contrast to the Grinch, who is a bit of a lonely / bitter green-furred character that absolutely despises and hates Christmas, and he lives in complete isolation with his dog called Max. We then also have Cindy Lou Who is a very positive and happy young girl, and she has a very important message that she wants to give to Santa Claus. The film then explores what happens when these three storyline strands all collide. So from a cast and characters point of view, they've got a great cast for this animated special, and all of the characters are really fleshed out and they're all really unique as well. Like I said before though, they are very much kid-centric in this film, so let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Benedict Cumberbatch, who voices the character of the Grinch, and he does a really good job in terms of bringing the Grinch character to life. We have a really interesting backstory for this character as well to understand why he has become the way that he does, and he goes on a really interesting and nice traditional / different path for this character, which is really great. Like I said though, this is a more kid-centric version of this character versus the Jim Carrey version, which was a little bit darker and a little bit comedic in a different way from that character's tone. We then have Pharrell Williams, who is the narrator this time around. Again, he is a little bit more kid-centric as well versus Anthony Hopkins, who is a little bit darker in his narrative. We then have the Whoville creatures / characters that are all very positive, very happy, living in this town, and that positivity definitely annoys the Grinch character. We then have Cindy Lou who very similarly to the live action version is a sweet young girl that can see the hope and the heart inside of the Grinch, and is definitely the Grinch's champion and really wants the Grinch to have a really happy Christmas. So from a cast and characters point of view, a really great group of characters in this animated version, very similar / different to the live action version, but really works well in this adaptation. So from a visuals point of view, Illumination have done a really good job with the animation to really bring it to life, and because it's an animation, you can literally have the characters doing absolutely anything, which they've definitely pushed to the max, no pun intended. That being said, I did think the live action version was really great as well in terms of bringing the Max character to life with the dog in it doing all of these brilliant tricks. But that being said, with the animation, they have total freedom and it looks absolutely beautiful from a film point of view. So from a comparison point of view, I've mentioned the live action version and the animated version throughout, and I think it's no secret that I did prefer the live action version, as I just thought Jim Carrey's version was a little bit stronger and you were able to really be immersed into it, and Jim Carrey's performance was absolutely groundbreaking. That being said, the animated version is really great as well. It is a lot more kid-centric, and one thing that I think that they fundamentally changed was in the Jim Carrey version, the reason that the Grinch is the way that he is because he was really bullied and traumatized when he was a younger character, versus in the animated version, the character is the way that he is because he was a lot more lonely and people kind of excluded him. So the background story of how the Grinch became the way that they did and all of the trauma that these characters kind of went through is a little bit different, but from a comparison point of view, I did prefer the live action Jim Carrey version, but that being said, the animated version is also really great as well. So overall, I did really like the animated version of The Grinch. I feel like the Illumination production company have done it again. They've definitely pulled the ball out of the park as they've created a really great animation, especially after their success with the Minion franchise. You know, the fundamental storyline of this movie is the same as the core Dr. Seuss book and all of the other different adaptations of the film. So they've kept the core the same, which is all about a film about togetherness, but they've just done their own new spin on it, and the animation style is really, really great. And so for all of those reasons, I'm going to give The Grinch, the animated version, a solid 6.5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.